For years, Artur Beterbiev was seen as an unstoppable force, a knockout machine who walked through everyone in his path. But on fight night, that aura was shattered. Dmitry Bivol didn't just win, he systematically broke Beterbiev down, proving that skill, movement, and precision can dismantle even the most feared punchers. From the opening bell, Bivol was in complete control. He dictated the pace, stayed elusive, and countered beautifully. The biggest takeaway? Beterbiev had no answers. He kept following Bivol around the ring, looking for that one big punch that never came. And when he did land, Bivol absorbed it, stayed composed, and kept moving. No knockdowns, no dramatic moments, just a boxing masterclass that made the once-feared knockout artist look ordinary. Some fans may argue about the scorecards, but let's be real. This was no robbery. Bivol clearly outboxed him, and while Beterbiev had his moments, it was never enough to swing the fight in his favor. The bigger question now, what's next for both men? Bivol is without a doubt the best light heavyweight in the world. But let's be honest, he's not the most exciting fighter. He's dominant, but he doesn't deliver highlight reel knockouts. Will boxing fans embrace his technical brilliance, or will they move on, looking for the next big puncher? And what about Beterbiev? One loss doesn't erase his legendary career, but it does raise serious questions. At 39, does he have the time to rebuild? Can he adapt and come back stronger, or was this the final chapter? No matter what, his legacy is set in stone. He's still one of the most feared champions of his era. But the invincibility? That's gone. Now let's talk about Joseph Parker, the man who just made a statement in the heavyweight division. Coming off a career-best win against Deontay Wilder, he stepped in against Martin Bakole, a man with size, power, and the reputation of being a dangerous underdog. And what did Parker do? He destroyed him in 2 rounds. Parker looked faster, sharper, and more aggressive than ever. No more playing it safe. No more being just a solid heavyweight. This version of Parker is hunting for a title shot. And after back-to-back wins like this, it's time to ask, who's next? Does he get a crack at Usyk or Fury? Does he take on someone like Zhilei Zhang to solidify his claim? Either way, the division can't ignore him anymore. And on the other side, we have Martin Bakole. Let's be honest, he showed up out of shape, slow, and completely unprepared. He came in at 310 pounds, looking sluggish from the opening seconds. For all the talk about him giving top fighters problems in sparring, this was a humiliating loss. The risk of taking a fight on short notice, it backfired. Maybe with a full camp, things would have been different. But based on this performance, his stock has dropped massively. Now, he's got to rebuild. But the question is, does he have the discipline to do it? And now, let's shift to the UFC, where Henry Cejudo just took another devastating loss. After coming out of retirement, things have not gone as planned for the former champ. First, he lost to Aljamain Sterling in a close fight. Now he loses again, this time to Song Yadong. And here's where things get really interesting. Some fans are questioning his heart. Did he quit too soon? Could he have pushed through? This wasn't the Cejudo we saw in his prime, the guy who went to war and found ways to win. Instead, this looked like a fighter who doesn't have the same fire anymore. At 37, does he still belong in the top tier? Or is it time to accept that his best days are behind him? This is a brutal sport. It doesn't wait for anyone. And Cejudo now finds himself at a crossroads. Does he double down, make another run, and try to prove he's still elite? Or does he accept that this comeback didn't go as planned and walk away? His legacy is already secure, but sticking around too long? That could tarnish it. And let's give credit to Song Yadong. He showed up, put on a dominant performance, and proved that he's a real contender in the division. The new wave of fighters is here, and they're pushing out the old guard. So, fight fans, what happens next? Is Bivol the new king of light heavyweight, or do you still think Beterbiev deserves a rematch? Is Joseph Parker finally ready for a world title shot? And what about Cejudo? Is this the end of the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stay locked into Combat Sports X, where we tell it like it is.